Hi, good morning. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. In the previous class, can you all able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. In the previous class, we have seen about class one in the Angular, like what is the Angular, and like what we need to use it, and what is the difference between an Angular and the React. Angular is a framework, and the React is a library. And here it will be using a real DOM, but here it's a virtual DOM. These are all things. Why need a framework, like why not others, like framework in the sense we don't need to write something like use code. We can use something like simple logics and just like we can write it means something like already like inbuilt developed other things in the Angular. And whereas something like we were seeing about Angular advantages, I mean like different types of advantages, something like how we can see our just like how we can go with the help of something like one by one things. Only one logic, something like either architecture or just like thing. First one is like we have seen as a DOM. DOM in a sense that is the main thing, something like for any type of life cycle looks are just like I mean like whatever we will be seeing on the browser, that will be just like considering as a that will be considering as an document object model, and like which will be helping us to do any type of operation. It means something like either text updation or just like text modification or content updation. That all things like we'll be doing in the DOM, that is a document object model. That is a document object model. And next is like TypeScript is all of one more advantages I can say it, and like which will be I mean like having us I mean like the we have seen about JavaScript, but it is an Angular like we'll be writing in our TypeScript. I can say it. And next is something like still so many advantages are there. Something like data mining techniques are available. So class two, we have the data mining techniques. This is just like it will help us to bind the data from our TypeScript HTML and MEVM architecture also. MEVM in the sense like model to view and view to model. That I will explain in the just like coming features. I can say it, and this just like that is a way of like using it. And next is something like we are having the forms and routing things. That is the fourth advantage. I can say it. Forms in the sense might be like we guys seen about Facebook login and Facebook sign up, or just like WhatsApp login. It may just like whatever it will be allowing us to do something like by entering an username and password. We'll be going for the, for example, let us go for the I mean like email. Suppose if you see here it's showing an inbox. Suppose if I'm clicking on the send, so it will be changing and routing here. Like that in our Angular, we can easily do it. This email, no? Like whatever it's there, our email box, like they have created with the help of Angular only. That is for example, like we can easily create navigations between one URL to other. Now, any doubts up to now? Now I'm going to create an Angular project. Just like Angular project setup, like what all things are required. Now I'm going to set up an Angular project right now. Like what are the pre-requests, something like what all things is required. First, we need the Node.js setup. I'm like we can install it. First, we need to install the Node.js version. Just like anything, like Node.js, like after clicking on that, like either we can download whichever the version is required. But in my system, it's already available. We can download the Node.js version. After that, like we can install that one. So in the command prompt, in any way, something like in the command prompt, we will be getting a Node version. It means Node is available. If you see here, mine I have in my local, it's a 14.18.1. You guys is what is the version it might be? Okay, that is the first required. For checking in command prompt is node. Next, once that is done, need to install Angular CLI. Just like we can install in the two ways, we can use that one. Okay. CLI in the sense client level interface. Command line interface or just a client level interface, like you can say it. That is the command line interface. I can say something like command line interface, that is an. We can say here we need to use the command called npm install npm install -g space @angular /CLI. It means we are telling to the compiler npm we need to install a package called an Angular CLI, but with the help of -g. It means with the global thing. With the global thing. Let me see my what is the ng version is available. I have the Angular version already been installed. It's an 12.2.10. 12.1.10. It means Angular 12 version, it's already been installed. Angular 12 version, it's already been installed. So, what are the command I have mentioned you guys? If you see here, this is for the to install the global version, global and latest. -g in the sense, hyphen G in the sense we will be telling to the compiler install globally across the total system. Across the total system. Suppose if you want to specify a particular version, specify particular version and install. That is with the help of same command, but we can mention the particular Angular version with the help of version. Either like that, or just like which are the version like you are comfortable with. Just for now, I'm going to create an, I'm going to install an. I have the same version in my system that is the 12.1.10. So it's only like no matching version. Let me install it at the 12, so it will be auto installing the particular 12. So if the any version is not matching, like while installing at the rate, no, we can specify at least like 12 or 11 or 10 or 14 or 13. Now, yeah, Angular latest version is at 15 version. Okay, I'm installing at the rate 12. It means like it will be installing an Angular 12 version across my total system. Next, suppose once that is installation is done, for checking version ng iPhone version to check the see if you see here Angular CLI with a 12.2.18 this version got installed. There is a thing like with the specification, what version is got installed. Like we can easily check the things. Next, for creating an Angular file. So now we have got Angular client got installed. So for creating the project, new project, we need to use the command called ng. It means something like Angular CLI space new space project name. New project name where we have created our folders in the training folder. Sorry, not the training, like we have the something else folders is available in the use, sorry, not in the users, like outside, like we have the web development folder in that Angular our was it October. In this, like we need to create our, like in the file explorer, in any path, suppose if you select this one, something like what the current path is, if you have mentioned as a CMD, automatically our command prompt it will open in the current path of the directory. I'm going to specify an ng new. I mean, like what we can create it as a sample or demo project or anything, like whichever project name like you have liked it. Like the what are the purpose like you are creating it, it should be same. Like when creating it, it will ask if you want to add a routing or not. I will say like why yes. Suppose here it will ask we need the CSS or CSS or something. Already we know CSS, so I'm going to select the CSS. Do you want to add a routing? Yes or no? We need to select why or no. Why or no? I'm like why or no? N, like we need to select and click on enter. And after that, like we need to select the particular CSS type. So it will take like big time to set up the project. So it's done. I mean, like this one, it's got saved and it's got created. Let me open that particular project in our. After creating any project, we'll be going inside to that one, and we can click on CMD. Sorry, already we have opened the CMD, so we can enter something like our CD in the sense change directory, that is a sample. So we are in the sample right now. If you want to open this folder in the VS Code, we need to use something like code dot code dot. We need to use the code dot, and we can press the Control J. We can press the Control J in the VS Code, so it will be opening a terminal to just like run the project. You can specify and so first before running it, we need to do a npm install. Suppose if you do the npm install, like what will be happening? Whatever package.json, it will be having the configuration regarding what and all modules is getting required. It means something like Angular CLI, Jasmine, Coverage, Karma, and like Angular Platform Browser, Dynamics related. What and all like we will be using in the particular project, that and all dependencies like it will be there. That and all dependencies it should be there. Once that is done, we need to run the project. If you see here in this package.json, we will be having a script. Okay, first like we need to write about the package.json. Next, open project in VS Code. Later, Like now, I'm going to explain about the packagization. Later, we can go for one by one, like how it will be bootstrapping the thing. First, you need to understand about the packagization. We will be having something like scripts. We will be having as a scripts. What is the purpose of the scripts? To run the project and to build the commands. Mainly to run the projects commands. All the commands like we'll be specifying in the package.sh scripts only. Ng in the sense already we know that is an Angular CLI, and start in the sense if you want to run the project in the Angular like by default like we'll be using an ng serve. Which of the commands are available here to use that we need to run as something like npm run, and here the script name start. For example, npm run start, I'm doing it. So if you see here, it is taking an ng serve. What are the things like it is available here? It is taking here. So npm run start or something like that. Like we need to do it. So it will be doing an ng serve. It is in a default project. Suppose if it's a like real-time projects and custom things. Suppose this project like it's automatically not open, right? Suppose if you want to open automatically, iPhone open. Whoa. I'm running same thing again. Suppose we don't need to specify any forward slash and backward slash so that it won't take a proper thing. So it should be proper format. I find I can go in the sense I'm telling to the compiler to just like after running it, it should be opening on the browser. It should be opening on the browser. So whatever the code is available, it's been run. Okay, that is one thing is done. And next is that version also will be available. We can specify our version to hold our which version like we are running in the Angular. Not the Angular, about like your project releases, either after like deployments or production related or just like that. Lot things to specify application version regarding deployments. We'll be seeing right like WhatsApp 1.0, WhatsApp 2.0, WhatsApp 1.12, like that, like anything like for any application, there should be version specification. That is the purpose of it. And next, there will be in the package.json something like dependencies and dev dependencies. Dependencies and dev dependencies, as well as like we are having the name of the project that is in the like what project name like we have created it, that is a sample like it's available here. And we see here dependencies. This dependencies like we'll be using here something like dependencies. Dependencies. It uses for both development and production mode. That you guys will understand later. Development mode in the sense like whichever like we are doing the ng server something, like it will be in the debugging mode. But now understand something like debug should be available. Production disable debugging. So what are the for the development purpose like will be developers will be using a development mode, and deployment purpose something like production mode and all, like we'll be using it. Okay, that is the dependencies. Where are the dependencies? It's only for development side. In the sense, yes, we are learning the Angular, we will be the future developers. So we will be using these dev dependencies only to run the project to just like, for example, like this Angular CLI is needed, WebKit also to open the browser, Chrome launcher needed, I'm like coverage, test project is getting needed. These are all things like which is taking off. Now in the latest version, like we test it got inbuiltly, and before like we were installing manually the test it and all. Okay, this is the thing. Any doubt on the package adjacent? If yes, please tell me. Okay, next. I'm going to start on the Angular bootstrapping, like how our application is opening into the browser. Bootstrapping. I mean, like how our application is open on the browser. I can say first it will be starting execution from the our I mean like package.json that scripts only. After that, it will be going to our angular.json file. Angular.json file. First, it will go to the angular.json file. After going over here, it will be check in the I mean like architect the building time like it will be trying to find what is the index file path. What is the index file path? So it is available with the src inside there will be index.html. It should be open that file. It should be open that file. Index it will find it and later once that index is finded so it will be trying to find next is what is the main file. So if you go to the index.html now we need to understand inside src there will be index.html file. This is the main root file which is loading on the browser. If you see here, we are having the document type as HTML and we are mentioning HTML language as the English and with the head tag like we have the meta information. Already you guys know metas there will be cat set, name of it and like what is the device initial scale zoom and like what icon it should be taking as default and base href. That is the purpose of the routing and you guys will understand the future routing things in the basis area a title like it should be like current project name and we have the body tag. We have just have here app root selector. If you control shift this one you will be getting know what is the component selector. That is a root component selector that you guys understand will later. This is the index.html. I'm going to the browser and I will be showing you guys how our index.html it's been displayed. In the debugging already we know in the elements it will be available total HTML itself. If you see here document type as HTML is available and HTML language and head tag like what are the meta information will be there. We can easily see over here and this link tag to just like load an external I mean like global style.css file. We'll be having a style.css file. If you see here there is a global css, so it like internal like it will be setting to just like load the style.css file that is loaded. And next is then it will be trying to find a main.ts file. It will find some main.ts file main.ts. First it will be like index.html. If you see here, if I go for the main.ts, so it will be the total global configuration. And before I was talking about the which environment it is in. If it's a production mode, its production flag will be true in the environment TS. In the environment production, like production file, like always production will be true. And whereas here, if you see, if you're calling as enable production mode, it will be disabling the debugging mode and all the things. Suppose if you see here, it will be telling the for production mode only. Like if you see in the future, that will be understandable. And like here it will be using a platform browser dynamic. If you see here whatever the platform browser dynamic we are using it is available in the package.json. See platform browser dynamic. Whatever we are trying to use it, like for each and everything there will be one module. One dependency module. And whereas here, bootstrap module, like which module something like it should be initialized at the compiler time or just like runtime into the browser. And this is a like browser module from that. It will be we are giving as a app module. That is the root module, like we have mentioned it. App module as a root module. That is a main TS to just like app module. And as well as if you see in our index.html, there is a selector of the app root, and after that, like it will be importing and it will be initializing other things and bootstrapping. Like what component, like it should be bootstrap. See, we if you see here, it is set with the bootstrap. The module is something like entry components. It will be added automatically. We have mentioned as a app component with the declarations as well as bootstrap thing. So this app root selector, whichever is available, it will be going and utilizing into our browser. Okay, that is fine. Like now, first we need to understand our modules. Module in the sense after module, like we'll be whenever at the rate ng module decorator will be there, that thing will be calling as a module. At the rate ng module decorator will be considering as a module. I mean, like by seeing like multiple classes, like we will be easily understand, just like it's a modular map for module. For component, we'll be having a something like other component as a component. I mean, like in the future, like by using it, like we'll be getting understand. And if you see here declaration, it is part of it. We'll be telling here for registering the components, directives, pipes, these three things we will be using for registration of the components, directives, pipes, like that now. Like we can say something like we can say like that. And next, our we have the we we have the decision imports. I can say something like imports like we'll be using for to import external modules and custom modules. Externals in the sense, for example, this browser module is an or I mean like it's importing from our I mean like internal like Angular core things, but whereas here from our just like if you see here app routing module, it's our module. It's asking for the routing things, right? Yes or no? I have given as yes for the app module. It's been created as a app routing dot module dot ts. App routing dot module dot ts. It's been generated with the cards roots as a empty array. If you understand here, to import the our modules and just like custom modules as well. Next is that providers is for the purpose of to inject services or register the services mainly for services and like interceptors. That is the purpose of it. Next, bootstrapping thing to make bootstrap interview. Bootstrap into the view. And for every file, there will be common export class thing. For everything in the Angular, it will be there. For everything to usage it, like we'll be having our export thing. For example, this is the module. Is it clear or do you have any doubt on that? Okay, need to understand by saying it, like what is the purpose of it, like what things like we need to register it and all like. Next, let's go for the other component, like app component, for example. Here, like we'll be having an other component decorator, which tells to Angular compiler. This is an component decorator. Like here also, like we'll be having an unique selector. It's like a unique identifier like Aadhaar card. For any person, like we'll be having Aadhaar card, right? Like Aadhaar for components. Well, like we'll be having a unique selector for across the total application. That is the with the selector and template URL for HTML purpose. For HTML purpose. CSS, it is for the for CSS. This is the component. If you see here, export class is there here also. For everything, there will be export things. This is the understanding. If you see the app component HTML, by default, whichever is showing on the browser, it came from here. Like now everything is empty. Welcome to Chandu Tech. You see here, it came in the browser. Whichever we are writing it in the app component HTML, it's auto updating into our view. It's auto, like auto installing into the view. I mean, like, let's start with the one by one data bindings and all the things, something like we can start with the one by one thing so that we can easily understand in the future. Like I will be explaining in the last class about total files. Now, if I explain also something like you guys won't remember, so I'm going to start about the data bindings. Let's start with the data bindings. For anyone, if you guys having any doubt up to now, please ask. Don't sit hidden. It should be more interactive. Our class should be more interactive. So next, I'm going to tell about data bindings. We are having the two types of data binding. One is a one-way data binding. One-way data binding.
Add bootstrap also.
You heard out?
Add bootstrap also.
Okay. You mean like you need to inject the bootstrap into our project?
Yes.
Okay. After this one-way two-way data binding, I will be adding it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. One-way data binding we will be doing with the help of something like, for example, like in the TypeScript file, like we need to create our variable name. For example, I'm giving as a name as a Chendu Webtech. So this one I need to bind to into our HTML file with the help of interpolation or expression, like we need to use it and do it. Interpolation and expression in the sense two JSON, I mean like two curly braces should be open and closed. In between there will be variable name so that this thing we can call as a, if you see here, Chandu webtech is got printed. Chandu webtech got printed. This thing we can call as an interpolation or expression. This thing we can consider as an interpolation or expression to bind into view. Whatever we will be seeing on the browser, that thing we can call as an interpolation or expression. Interpolation, interpolation or expression. Okay. That is interpolation or expression. This is the one-way data binding. Is it clear? From our TypeScript to HTML data binding purpose. That is the one-way data binding. For example, next I'm going to tell about the two-way data binding. For implementing that one, we need to import the module called forms module. Suppose I'm commenting this module, let's see, like I will be trying to use a two-way data binding with the help of some of the input. For example, let me write here input itself. I will just like username or something. Input type equal to text and name I'm giving as a union username. And now I'm going to put in something like NGE model directive, that is with the help of like we need to write the square braces, after that small parentheses with the n small ng and capital M model. It's a camel case thing. That is an on type for two-way data binding with the help of like attribute that show. Like just write, I'm going to write a particular like same name variable. If I see here, I have mentioned right, like we cannot use directly name, we cannot bind it. Suppose if you see here, cannot bind an ng model since it's not a known property of the particular input. If you got this type of error, what we need to do it? If you see also in the browser also, I mean like if you search also, you will be getting an easy solution. Suppose if you see here, okay, search the same error onto browser, so it will tell us to something like in the for our suggestions, like they will be telling us something like multiple suggestions. If you see here, I have mentioned already, you guys, we need to import our fonts module. We need to import our fonts module. Where will be importing it? Like I have already imported it, just like I have commented it. So if you see here, I have added it, so it's been taken. So whereas if you see here for the particular input field, it's auto printed the value. Suppose if you're changing it, like it will be changing on the right side. Because like what is happening with the ng model directive, if you are changing something into our input box, it is auto changing in our TypeScript variable as well. Like what are the variable is available in the thing like name, it's getting updated because like we are writing downside here to just like update the thing, to update the thing. Like suppose if you see here, if you're changing from angular class or something, so it's auto binding in the downside. It is with the help of I mean like ng model dash. If you see here
Sir,
in the one-way data binding, it's from TypeScript to HTML, and whereas the two-way data binding with the help of what we have written, ng model. This one like you can write for the inputs, select drop downs, and like that. Not for the div span, but we can write for the input elements, select related things, and random buttons like that. Like what are the form elements purpose? Like we can write for form elements. For all the form elements, like we can write our ng model directive, I can say it.
I have small doubt.
Yeah,
Uh, for data binding,
yeah,
for one-way data binding, you used two brackets, right?
correct,
For NG model, you use different brackets. What
correct.
is the difference?
Okay, yeah. For one-way data binding, in the sense something like we are telling to like for our Angular compiler to what are the values available in the TypeScript, I need to display in the view. That is the purpose of just like it came with the two JSON parentheses. It means something like that just like if you want to bind any dynamic data, we have seen in the JavaScript also with the dollar and JSON braces to bind the expression. In the same angle, also same expression it came. But whereas in the ng model directive syntax, no, it came with the like that is an our inbuilt our Angular directive syntax. Ng model is an Angular directive syntax of ng model is an like it came with the I mean, square braces are just like it is for the one-way data binding. For two-way, we are adding one more parenthesis inside. That is a small braces. So this is syntax. If you see here, we can bind in the right side double quotes inside. we can write our name or something. If you are mentioning as two brackets, that is a two-way data binding. And but outside is for the only one-way data binding purpose. For example, like let us take if you we have the div here, right? If you're putting an ID here with the help of like this in the square braces, I'm binding a name here. So if I'm going to show you guys here, like if you see here, it is we have binded ID as a Chandu web tag. This is just like one way from our TypeScript HTML. And whereas if you want the two ways, we need to have the two parentheses. One is the square brace, one more is the small braces. That is the difference. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next. That's a good question. And next, like, yeah, we have completed our one-way and two-way data binding. This two-way data binding for everyone, is it clear? In the future also we'll be using it just like I have told about syntaxes and like how we'll be writing it. Okay, I hope like clear for all. And okay, next we have already I mean like learned the I mean like bootstrapping thing already, like we have learned all people. And let me tell you guys something like how we can add our bootstrap into our file. How we have added all the things into our file. Okay, first I will be telling like one by one integration bootstrap into the Angular. Integrate into bootstrap into Angular. Like for that, like we need to have the first run the command. That is first thing is a npm install npm install @ ng bootstrap / ng bootstrap again. Sorry, this closing curly brace is not available. Suppose if you see here in the terminal, suppose if you want the new terminal over here, you can click on the plus button here. So it will be auto coming one more terminal for that. Sorry. Uh, is everyone is there? Guys, can you able to hear me? I have pressed by mistake airplane mode. Sorry. Okay. I hope like everyone is
Chandra.
yeah. Okay. This is the command like npm install @ ng bootstrap / I mean like ng bootstrap. I'm installing that one. Okay. And once this installation is done, we need to import our and we can do it in the two three ways also. This is the one way like we need to install our npm package. If you see in the package.json, whichever you are trying to install an external dependencies, that will be auto getting added. Auto it will be getting added something like ng bootstrap thing with the 14 version. And after installing that one, some people like will install like npm install like ngx bootstrap also. Depends on the requirement, they can add it something like. And after installing this, now we need to go for our angular.json file, and there will be there will be stairs should be there. So in the stairs, no, it will be just like adding a like a bootstrap path. Like we'll be telling just like to this node modules. There will be bootstrap list CSS bootstrap min.ts. In the I mean like in the Google, like we'll be easily getting that bootstrap module. I mean a bootstrap CSS we can add our I mean like semantics also like directly like ng add our add the net same ng bootstrap or semantics I mean like what are the states are just like needed. It will be hard to take care of like importing like what are the CSS like need to get updated over here. So it will be just like unable to something it's not finding it. Okay, that's fine. Like semantics and the bootstraps. Okay. Like let me try to use the containers and just like the thing in the bootstrap thing so that let us see it will be using the bootstrap process or not. Class as a column. I mean like now right now I start taking anything and I'm going to let me import our just like NGB module and another bootstrap module into our root module so that like maybe it will get a place. Like let's see. Yeah. Yeah. I have imported an NGB module. Something like dependency is having the issue. Like everything is fine, but something that might be the Okay, might be due to the CSS files is not founded. Something like parties and handle in such file lost.
Comment and check.
Yes, still something issue. Maybe some dependency is missing with that. Like, cannot. Actually, like it's asking for the Angular like 14 version or 15 version, but also we can install like our ng like bootstrap thing like with the particular specification version only, and we can search in the Google something like with the help of Angular bootstrap like compatible version with the 12. It's showing like Angular, I mean like bootstrap as a fourth version.
In our application, it is installed 5, right?
Just a second, like no, it's installed like something like 14 like it's taking, but
14.
let me install with the specification version. Let's see like oh here I do have installed. Okay, it's got updated. Let's see like to run the application. Okay. So if you change any configuration, like we need to run again, like we have not mentioned CSS before. Let's see like that container and all, like it will take the bootstrap classes or not. Something is fishy. Maybe that path is not failing. 1 second, like importing that bootstrap in CSS. Something is missing with that, like might be importing that path or something. Okay, that's like instead that we have tried on this thing right. I mean like NGX, I mean like NGI from Bootstrap, like you can just like try with implement stuff with Bootstrap. Maybe that time like you should work it because something like the direct Bootstrap in the sense like it will be taking it, but not like we can enter install the multiple ways, but it's not taking it. Something issue with the version, I think so. I can see like might be it should be compiled right now. Whereas the main module like we need to like update the import. Okay, still showing from the same. Let's see. Okay, okay. If you see here, finally it's got started. Sorry, like it's my fault. Like we have given us something like a wrong path in the state, so that's what the problem happened. But like whatever I have installed latest now, I can install like the Bootstrap. Due to that, this CSS has been taken. If you see in the node modules now, first you guys need to understand the node modules. So just like we will be having more clarity on that. If you see here, on any project there will be node modules folder, and whichever the package that will be installing it, that will be just like setting one folder over here. Suppose if you see here, this is a Bootstrap folder, this CSS admin thing, like everything, like it will be over here. For every package, there will be inside the node modules folder, and there is the integration of our Bootstrap. And if you see here, if I'm injecting this one over here, if you see for this container, like it's been applied a bootstrap classes with the at the rate mid queries for responsiveness. If you see here, like row has been taken as a particular total row, I mean like one row, and with the two columns, so 50-50% like it's been taken. Like we can specify our call SMs also, and we can write now like to open the dialogues, and like multiple things like we can open it like. Hope bootstrap integration is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have seen the I mean like Angular 2 data binding also, and now I will be explaining about a particular I mean like the parent-child relation from one component to another component, interaction in between components.
Yeah, can you please explain bootstrap interaction,
Sorry,
bootstrap again?
uh, you need to integrate bootstrap again. I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, first thing is something like we need to install this one.
yeah.
And second step is that first we need to add an information bootstrap, and third step is an importing NGB module into root module, and like next is something like adding CSS file path into Angular.json file. Okay, these are not steps like we need to do it. Like if it's not coming, like let me know. Like again, take the one more class for that. Okay, just like these are the steps, and let me go for the component interaction first. How our component can be creatable. With the Angular CLI, ng generate component space component name. This is the syntax. We can specify small syntax also. Ngg space c space our component name. Just like what are the component name like you want it, like you can just generate it that one. For example, like I'm going to generate a particular component. Suppose wherever you want it, like that thing, like you can do it. Suppose inside the app, suppose if you want to create the component, ng generate component, like for example, like child component, I'm going to create it. So you can see here, this child component is being generated in the app folder. Like this is a child with the selector as a app child. And already it's been imported into our app module also, so that how we can interact it right now. Let's see. Suppose if you want to interact between like parent to children, we need to use an input decorator with the attribute name. For example, like data or something. Like which type of data it will be getting it. Like I'm mentioning as something like time. It's asking for the default initialization. So I'm giving a sample. And this one, suppose if you want to display any component data into our view, we need to use it as this selector. Already we have spoken about. It's a unique identifier. Just like I'm going to use a, suppose in this instead of like column one, like I'm going to specify my selector app child. App child. If you see here, instead of column one, like it came as a child one. And now I'm going to pass an same like what is the name, like we are modifying it. For that I'm going to pass for the data. Like however, like one way data binding, like we'll be doing it like in the same way we'll be changing the values. If you see here, change the web tag. If I'm going to change here, what are the value I'm changing it? Like it's going to print, going to children component and printing the value. How it's going with the help of input decorator, input decorator, input parenthesis, the attribute name, and like when it has the default value for that. And while using the selector, like it's like a one-way data binding. Array, I'm let's go and have that attribute name equal to our value, like which of the value you want to pass it. Which of the value we want to pass it, like we will be passing like this. It is from one-way data binding. Sorry, input decorator, just like anything, like string, like a number or just like some other thing. It is with the help of from parent to child component. How will be passing it? Yeah, child, and like we need to use the attribute name here. Name we are having it, so we can pass something like also the static data also we can pass it. Like this is the from parent to child communication. And from children to parents, suppose if you want to do it, that one also in children only, like we need to create an at the rate output with the event emitter, at the rate output with the event emitter, new event emitter. It is should be uploaded from our Angular CLI, and like whenever suppose if you want to emit the value, for example, ng on it, suppose if I want to do it, this dot our emitter dot emit. Okay, name it the value something like from child. I'm going to subscribe this one from our parent with the help of we need to use a small event like emitter event to just get chain data. And like what are the value we are passing is suppose if you want to get it with the help of dollar event, so you can easily get the data. So it's asking for a particular type. In the latest version, something like it's implicitly something like we need to specify some other type of it, like I'm mentioning as a string type. So whenever our child is getting initialized, so this value is coming as a from child. If you see here, whenever we are emitting the, I mean, like whenever our learning in application, so it's coming from our children, from child. What are the value we are emitting over there? It's coming over here. That is with the relation between from our children to parent. Child to parent. To with the alpha at the rate output event emitter. It is the just for emitting purpose. And for subscribing it, like we need to use like this event. To subscribe it, like we need to create one method in the TS and it is in the parent. In parent. It is from the children to parent communication. Is it clear or any doubts? From child to parent, like we're looking at any button or something, like we can emit the value and we can subscribe over there. That is with the help of from children to parent communication. I hope it's clear, right? If there is no doubt, I'm going to wind up right now and might be like for 10:30 or something, like I will be pinging the group. Please join for the same time, like 1 more hour I will be taking today. And tomorrow also I will be like taking the class. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. And we'll meet you again. Have a great day.